Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Books and Betches, not to be confused with Books and
Smatches.
No,
definitely
that
done
one
that.
like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, literally.
Smatches?
Can
I
you
don't
just
think so.
try to come up with something new? I'm Kristin, and with me I have
Smirka.
And Maria.
This is a book podcast. We swear, we spoil, and we talk about sex. I do like when you do that. That's fun. Actually, this is our movie episode. However, Maria read the
Three books in a movie.
You read the book. You both read the book. Maria more
Both
recently.
read the book.
Didn't you reread this?
Yes.
Is this how this is gonna go?
We read the book.
Read the book.
And the book.
Don't tell me how the book goes. I read the book.
Are you done?
I read the book. I watched the movie.
Let her get it out.
After Erica has her afternoon pee, it's different.
I know. Different energy.
Like she goes to the bathroom, comes back a new woman.
Let her get it out. You good?
I read the...
The book we're talking about is Breaking Dawn Part 2. Thank fucking God it's over.
I was telling Kristin we could probably do the gender
No,
bent one.
literally no.
The what?
No.
The gender bent
No.
Twilight.
No.
Where she writes it where she changes the genders.
She wrote that?
No.
Yeah.
The green
Has
apple.
the green apple on instead of a red one.
There's a green apple one and a pomegranate one that I don't want to touch.
The pomegranate we've already done.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That was a rage read.
I didn't
That
know
was a rage
anything
read.
about Twilight at that time.
Yeah, you were so fresh into it.
Oh, I miss those days.
When you were blissfully ignorant.
Yeah. This is bad.
Isn't there like the short life of...
Bree Tanner.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's,
what is that?
So that's based off one of the girls, but it's in the book. Like there's a girl in the book.
No, it was in the show.
No, the
Movie.
movie didn't focus on her as much as.
No, I know, but she was still in the show.
No, I know in the movie. But I'm saying the book version, she had a little bit more of a.
Who's
Yeah,
this?
Some girl
Do you
that got
remember
killed.
Tell me who
Pull
she
it
is.
up.
Tell me who she is.
It's hard to describe. I have to show you.
No, I want you to describe it.
No, nothing.
No, I think you should
No.
describe
Okay,
it.
you know
I
what?
think you don't know.
At the end of Eclipse, after that whole fight scene where the wolves and the vampires like fought,
Eclipse. Was that the second one?
the third one.
Oh my God, I forgot.
The Volturi come,
3 movies ago.
and there's one of those rogue vampires left, and they're Esme, she's like, we're gonna take this girl in. You don't have to kill her. And what's her face? Dakota Fanning's like, nope, we have to fucking kill her. She rips her head off and kills her.
I don't remember that at all, if I'm being honest. But was her story that interesting?
I guess it was enough for her to write a book about it.
Did people like it? Because I never even
think
heard of
so.
it. Like, I've heard of
This
most
was
of
a girl.
her. No clue. Never seen her in my life.
Sorry.
Never seen her in my life. That's not even the same movie.
I'm
not watching clips?
Yeah, I'm not 100% convinced Kristin watched all the
I
movies.
did. There's
She
video
bitched through
evidence.
the whole thing,
There's
and
video
so she
evidence.
didn't pay attention.
There's video
I
evidence.
think you watched it on 4 times speed.
Mike really wanted to last night, and then okay, I'm not gonna lie, I did fast forward to the montage at the end of this movie, and he was like, "We could have been doing this the whole fucking time. Are you kidding me?"
What montage? Where they all
We'll
like...
get to
When
it.
it's the end of the movie.
We'll
and they-
get
No,
to
I
it.
know the
Hard.
montage.
Beat.
But why did you want to watch that part?
I thought you had to. It's part of the movie. It's part of the movie. There's a whole line afterwards.
Yeah, but like...
It's the movie. You turn movies off early?
If you don't like it, like, why would you watch the end credit
Because
situation?
I am fucking here to talk about it. What do you mean if I didn't like it?
I sat.
You mean
through-
this whole time I could've said, "Fuck it"?
I sat through the credits just to see Charlie, and then I got over it.
Okay, let's do the fucking 60 fucking
I'm
seconds.
not wrong to say that. I don't want to see the
You're
judgment
not
in your eyes.
You're not wrong at all. I'm just annoyed in general. Okay, Maria, you're doing it. We already discussed this, and you said yes.
I forgot.
What was that look?
Because I didn't want to do it again.
Oh, you're doing it. Okay.
I think in part of my head I was like, yeah, I'm not doing this one.
Oh, you sure are. So,
Shit. Okay, so I'm doing the movie. Okay.
if you're new to this podcast, we do this thing where you attempt to
my God.
explain the entire
Let's, like,
plot
think
summary of
about
a
this.
book or a movie in 60 seconds or less.
3 books in a movie.
This week,
3 books in a movie.
this week is special because not only did Maria watch Breaking Dawn Part 2, she also read it. So she, like I said before, it's only 1 book, but it's 2 movies. So trying to find like where it
That's
splits.
what happened in that span of years in movies.
We talked about this, yes.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's hard to like. I imagine it's hard as the book reader to understand where the movie.
I think of all of the books that did this was the most natural progression or split between like where it like
it's
you
a
know what I
very
mean?
specific thing. She becomes a vampire.
Like Harry Potter's, I felt was very like messy
I don't even remember.
Can't remember it.
Yeah.
because
Haven't
there
watched
was
in
no like the storylines were all like very overlapping and like
Well, I think because Harry Potter.
Well,
had
there's
more
not
plots.
much to Twilight.
Yeah,
There's not much
No,
going
I know,
on.
so
but
very
like, okay,
simple.
All the shit with the Volturi just like came all at once. I was like,
Let
where's
me
that
get there.
been?
Let
I'm
me
sorry.
get
I'm
there.
sorry.
what's the other one? The Katniss, Hunger Games.
Hunger Games.
That
Hunger
also wasn't a very like.
Oh, because I watched part 2 before I watched part 1. I was in theater with Garrett.
You're
Yeah.
right. That one
it
wasn't.
was,
Yeah. All right. Let's do this. Let's do this so we can
Oh my
really
God,
talk
start-
about
okay,
it.
Okay.
All right. The movie. Think about the movie.
I know.
If you need help, it
No,
starts
I'm
with the
I'm
world's
I'm just
longest.
gonna.
Okay, here we go. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, Bella has woken up as a vampire. She, Edward and them are like sort of trying to make sure she doesn't go too crazy because newborns are crazy. But she meets Renesmee and finds out that Jacob has imprinted on her baby, calls her Ness, like the Loch Ness Monster of North Dakota, if you remember Jimmy Neutron. And then one of the cousins from the Cullens comes to visit, sees that Bella has this kid with her, thinks she had made a child unborn, and goes to the Volturi to tattletale because she's a snitch. Volturi comes to
30.
now we know that Volturis are going to come. Alice tells them. Alice runs away sort of to pretend that she's sort of escaping, but she's not. She's trying to find other vampire baby like Renesmee. And at this point, Bella's learning to be a shield because I guess she has shield powers. And then the Volturi come and nothing really happens. They just talk. And then there's a fake vision of a whole battle happening that never actually happened. And I think it's a slap in the face to every fan out there. And so then everyone lives happily ever after.
The end. Yes.
The end.
You're absolutely
Did I
right.
do good?
The Volturi comes, nothing happens, they have a talk, everybody lives happily ever after.
Yeah.
It's very fucking accurate.
Yeah.
Could you imagine, like, if that vision didn't happen, the ending literally would be people talking in a field.
That's what happens in the book.
Okay, let's start from the beginning.
That vision doesn't happen in the book.
Oh.
Yeah.
So they were like, this
That's
is
what
so
we're
boring.
saying. So when we were talking about like that moment in the movie that you're gonna get to, we're like, we can't wait to see your reaction to this moment because she was there. Well, you were in theaters, right? You saw it in theaters.
I was okay. Say whatever the fuck you want to say about Twilight and however you want to say it. That moment to me is something I will never forget. Where every fucking person in that entire theater was like, "What the fuck just happened, Kyle?" It was literally like every single person was eyes bulging, like tears forming. People were like, like I think I heard squeals. Like it was like, it was. I will never. There has never been a moment in a midnight release or even a movie in general that reaction was elicited as a group, as a whole.
Unless like moments like that happen in the Marvel films.
No, because even that, everything that happens.
I think in Civil War there was a moment that happened and everyone gasped. I don't understand why. But
everything that happened is like you didn't know it was gonna happen.
Right, because people who read
because
the
you
book,
don't know. You know what I mean? Like you're going into this movie knowing what the fuck happens,
and then they
throw this curveball.
100% right. You're right.
Where half of the fucking your favorite people are dead.
So the directors were literally like, this book is so boring. And the ending is so fucking stupid.
I don't know if the director said that. I think
somebody had to make that decision.
I think it was a very creative way to show
something that's really boring.
No, to show what Alice did.
Yeah.
Because she did show him. That was part of the story.
She gave a vision to Arrow. But it wasn't. I think it was just about the baby. It wasn't about the fight that was going to turn out.
I know. But I'm saying, like, she did give the vision, but, like, as it played out so naturally that it didn't seem like what it was. You didn't know when the vision started, basically.
Let's step back. Because we're talking about the end. And we could talk about the end for this entire podcast.
I could talk about the end for hours.
All right.
Because I think it's the best. It is the piece de resistance in this entire series.
Let's start from the beginning of this movie.
As a movie fan.
Let's start from the beginning of this movie. It was a 4-minute credit scene that we went through every name of the people that worked on this fucking movie.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything cool. There was no like scenes happening. It was just graphics.
A lot of red and gray.
It was bad.
It was worse than watching the wedding for 35 minutes. Arguably. because I had to hear the same song. And also this movie, the same fucking song kept playing over and over again, and I had the melody in my head and I couldn't get it out, and now I can't even.
The 1,000-Year Song?
No, the one with the piano.
Oh, it's Bella's Lullaby.
No, that's Game of Thrones. I can't do it.
Bella's Lullaby.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Dun, 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 dun. That one.
I don't know.
Hold on, I'll cue it up.
No, I hate it.
It's Edward's Lullaby. Robert Pattinson wrote that.
Yeah, he wrote
for
that
the movie.
And they played it too much.
He wrote it.
Honestly, I'm very impressed with it more than. All right.
What is this?
It's a fucking
Ad.
A Soul Cycle ad.
Oh my god, buy YouTube
Ooh,
Premium.
it's really trying to get you with the ads.
Play it close to the microphone. This isn't it.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, it is.
No.
Bing, 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 bing. Beanie.
That's not what I was talking about.
Beanie.
This part.
This part. Ding, 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 ding.
That's when people do the thing where they're
On
like,
TikTok. That's literally why. You know what it is? I think that's what ruined it for me.
Yeah.
I think TikTok ruined that part for me.
I love it.
So every time it came up in the movie, which was like, turn this fucking off. Bella wakes up as a vampire.
Yep, red eyes and all.
First of all, not sparkling in the sun.
Not
Second of
listen,
all,
the UV index, bro.
second of all,
is that going on a T-shirt?
Yeah.
What is the UV?
What is the yes? I
in
think
Twilight.
I think it has to.
And I think it needs to have some sparkles on the UV word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
No,
has
we're doing
to.
it. We're doing it. Yeah.
Okay, but
Eventually.
you immediately see the reflections in the mirror. Not a thing in Twilight World.
It's always been a thing like that. They always have reflections.
Yeah.
Not vampires.
They're not normal vampires.
What's bullshit?
Vampires lore comes and goes.
Yeah,
They
you
didn't-
can't. You can't. You can't equate these.
They
It's a whole
didn't
different vampire.
need. They didn't need the mirror scene though. Like
What mirror? Oh, when she's looking at herself.
Like they didn't have to
It
do
was
that.
just a different way to show like she was like discovering her body.
Interesting. So she's really
I
fucking
thought the
strong.
I thought the CGI for that was pretty cool though.
For what?
To like when she like.
Comes-
Oh, that was
in the first movie.
First movie, yeah.
Definitely not when she was running through the woods because that was bad.
No, do you know how they shot those?
How?
A treadmill on. Yeah,
You just put
at
them on
least
a treadmill.
In movie one,
With a green screen.
you put them on a treadmill, and then like a whatchamacallit, a wire,
Bungee cord, yeah.
and it's just like
None of them like can run well, so it's awkward as fuck. Bella as a vampire is cool. Like she gets to like do cool shit. She goes and almost attacks a guy who's
the thing
rock
about
climbing.
Bella is that she's showing much more restraint than a newborn would.
Of course, she's a shield. So let's talk about the shield bullshit. What she's got a fucking superpower.
A lot of vampires do.
Like Edward can read minds, Alice can see the future.
But when she was a human, she also still had some of these powers.
not powers. If her brain just worked
like,
differently. Naturally, she couldn't get like
You guys trying to justify the weird shit in Twilight is my
It's
favorite.
not justification. It's just what was written.
Yeah, I feel you.
It's the world it's in.
you're
I'm not
so
justifying
weird.
questioning it as if it's like
As if someone's gonna come in and be like, not
clear.
true.
It's
just-
clear
it's
in the
just
book
weird.
of what happened.
It's been clearly stated from the beginning.
If you read vampire books, there are weird shit that happens all the time.
My point is, it's stupid.
She can shield against mind powers, which, to be fair to Kristin, it didn't really 100% make sense of what she can be susceptible to.
In the book it does.
Is it to
They
everything?
do mention it.
No, because they were like, because Alice can read her.
Yeah, because
he
Alice
can't.
is not controlling her brain. Alice is just seeing things.
But then,
same
what's
as
his-
Jasper doesn't control her brain; he controls her body. And like the kind
But
of like
emotions are from your brain.
not always the heart too.
Your memories are in your brain.
Emotions are in your brain.
Yeah. Okay.
That-
So
honestly, to be really really fair about like the Jasper, that's a plot hole people talk about all the time.
But can we just let
Wait,
it
no,
go?
wait. I would just want to say something. I truly and honestly think that Stephanie Meyer just didn't realize that emotions are controlled in your brain. I think it was a moment in time where she was just like, I have no scientific background. I'm not gonna touch. Like, I have no
But
real
again,
theory
like, we're
behind
in a
this.
fantasy world.
so she can only shield against brain stuff. That's what you're saying?
Which
no, even
because
physical
that
things
doesn't-
too.
Oh, got you.
Because that shock chick
Yeah,
tried to do it.
yeah.
And she
I think
couldn't-
what it comes down to is she can shield herself from bad things.
sure.
Yeah.
She can shield things.
I don't agree.
Like
She
if
can
it's a bad
shield
guy,
things.
she could
It's
shield.
a plot hole.
Yes.
She can
it's a
shield
plot
things.
hole.
This is a nice cup. I'm just noticing it now. Can I touch
like-
it?
All right.
Ooh.
So
It's a plot hole.
So the things we learn in this movie is that she's a shield, and then I also got to learn why
Ah,
Jacob
yes.
Jacob is still so prominent in her life and why he loves her and is attracted to her and just can't let her go.
How did you feel about
Well, you
that?
all told me it was going to be stupid, and you were right.
Yeah.
The whole reason Jacob is in love with Bella and has followed her for this whole time probably isn't even actually in love with her. It's because he was meant to imprint on the baby, right?
Yeah.
From the start. So when she met, it's like a mating thing.
He's been imprinted on one of her eggs since he met her.
I think it's weird.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like, obviously it's weird, but I think it's even weirder because she's like hooked up with him.
made out
Yeah,
with
that's
him.
a really good point that I didn't even fucking think of. So like when
Like your daughter's gonna grow up and there's gonna be a moment where like your dad's like, yeah, fucking Jacob kissed Bella, and you're gonna be like, ooh.
How did you like the moment when Jacob and Edward were talking and he goes, "Should I call you Dad now?"
Oh, I love that. I thought it was so funny.
no,
I
call
think
me
that's
daddy.
so funny.
Okay. So the whole big bad is this whole Volturi thing, and you hit it in the 60 seconds. Renesmee, the baby, the CGI baby, she is exposed by one of their cousins, and the cousin goes and tells on them. So this is like what it's all been building to, right?
The
Like,
miscommunication.
this is the biggest issue I've had with all of this is the Volturi were really only present in like one movie.
Eclipse. No, New Moon and Eclipse.
It's probably different in the book. They were probably like mentioned a lot more. But as far as like somebody who's only seen the movies, it's just my perspective, they were not relevant in any way, shape, or form as far as like being the big bad. They went there once and they were like, you need to turn Bella, whatever. Like, yeah, she finally turns.
It was like little sprinkles
It
throughout.
wasn't enough for it to build into this big thing in the end.
But I don't think they're inherently bad.
No. Well,
I think
They're
Arrow
more.
is.
I think they're morally gray. Because
they're
they're
pretty
not
bad.
like they're bad, but they're like fine.
they like stay in their world.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
And like it's not like I
But
don't
they're
know.
also considered the authority within this, and they abuse that.
But their intentions were right in a sense, where all they know is that this baby could be a demon baby that could
in a
destroy
way,
them.
yes, but also in a way, no, because
Okay.
and they mentioned it in the movie. Their main thing is they want to bring in all the powers that they want. So they want Alice's power, which is why Alice runs away so fast. And so they use these excuses of, you have a vampire baby?
Right.
Before I even ask you why that happened, how it happened, I'm just gonna be like, oh great, now I have a reason to come attack you and take who I want to come join my fold.
Uh-huh.
So they want Edward and they want Bella. Not Bella, they want Alice.
Oh, so they wanted that before they even knew the baby
Yes.
existed.
That was their this whole thing
Yeah.
was gonna lead them into taking Alice
Got it.
to make her join.
Why
and the way
didn't
they
they
do
do
that,
that
the way they
100
do
years
that
ago?
is they need a valid reason.
Oh.
And the way they do it is that one of their people is sort of like Jasper, where he can make you feel something.
Yeah.
And so they use him to make these certain vampires feel like, oh yes, I would join you guys. They give them a choice, like either you die now, or you join us.
Okay.
And that's how they get them in.
Yeah, I think I'm just like confused by all of that because
I think it's written in like last minute kind of thing.
yeah.
And you're right. It doesn't feel like a full on big bad from the beginning. They're sprinkled, but it doesn't feel like they're somewhere.
Right.
And that's why when they show up, there's no true fight that happens.
Yeah.
It's literally just a conversation.
Okay. So the baby, the whole immortal versus mortal thing, they think it's one of the immortal babies, which there's only a few of them that exist.
There were only a few that existed.
And they killed them.
Yes, because so someone made these kids like if someone took your niece right now and made her a vampire.
Yeah.
She has no way of controlling her emotions as a vampire, so they would run rampant and destroy everything and not keep the secret. So that's why they're not allowed to
Okay.
have mortal children.
I missed keeping the secret because I was like, why would they care if a vampire baby was running around killing people if they don't care about people?
They care about being able to have people.
They care about
So they
being
can't
exposed.
have the secret can't be exposed.
Got it. Okay. That was the part that I missed and I was confused about. I was like, I don't understand why they would care if
But
a
they
vampire
also
killed
like
people.
they're using it as a manipulation tactic to get Alice because they want Alice or
Yeah.
Edward.
This was easily the best movie out of all of them. For sure.
The fight scene.
The whole movie was the best out of all of it. There was actually something like cool
The
happening.
extra vampires were cool.
Bella being a vampire was cool. Like seeing a new vampire is always cool in any situation because you're like, what's gonna happen and what are we gonna learn? She fucking ate that mountain lion. That was cool.
What's his name?
Don't ask
Lee.
you about names.
Lee. What's Lee Pace?
Who the hell's that? I don't know actors.
The battle scene was cool. I wish it was stuck. I was like watching it and then.
How did you feel about Carlisle dying?
Okay, I have videos of it happening. I'm like, Carlisle, but then like the third person died. I couldn't.
Lee Pace is he was
he was
the electric
Oh yeah.
like in love with the electric girl.
Yeah.
He is one of the hottest actors. I fucking love him.
Yeah.
I think it's the only place I've ever seen him.
No, he's in
Besides
a
Lord
lot
of
of
the
shit
Rings.
that you like wouldn't have noticed.
Oh.
The so like when they started popping heads off, I was like, oh, first they're like ripping heads off, which was so funny. I couldn't keep up with like what wolf was which, but people started dying, and I looked at Mike and I was like, am I gonna like Twilight? Like they fucking are killing people off. This is awesome. And then like a bunch of people died, and then man, imagine my surprise and I remember you guys saying like there was a big moment, and I thought it was the Jacob thing.
No, because we talked about the Jacob thing.
So I completely fucking forgot about it. So in my little heart of hearts, I was like, wow, this is cool now. Everybody's dead. I was so excited. And then like it flashed and I was like, I thought something happened in the movie that like got messed up. And I was like, wait, what? And Mike was like, what just happened? And I was like, no fucking way was that all fake.
So
and
you
they're
were
all
disappointed?
alive.
They M. Night Shyamalan.
Disappointed. I was more mad than I've been in a long time. Like very angry.
See, I'm telling you, this particular scene elicited a lot of emotions from people.
It would have been sick if that many people died in the end.
I was watching it knowing exactly what
It
was
would have
going to
made
happen.
it all worth it. They
right?
all lived.
I was rewatching it and I was like, oh, this was sad. Seth died. Oh
Yeah.
no. There goes. Oh no. There
The
goes that
wolf
one.
dying like took me out. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie.
it's sad.
It was really sad. All I heard was like, I was like, not the whimper.
Yeah, that's
The wolves are
when it
really
fell-
cute.
They
when
are
it
cute.
Fell, yeah,
They,
to the
but like
crater.
for wolves, they're actually like not bad
They're
CGI's
cute.
wise.
They weren't that bad. The baby's
They're not
worse.
good.
They got better towards the end though. The
Baby
fighting
was thinking
scene was
worse.
just so funny because it was like they cut to a wide shot and it's like 10 people on this side and like 10 people on this side. I was like, what is happening here? And then during the entire fighting scene, fucking what's her name? The blonde chick, Dakota
Rosalie?
Fanning.
No, Dakota Fanning.
Ooh,
Okay, Jane.
Jane is just standing there. Walking. I know she's doing the power with her mind, but nobody's trying to fight her. She's just looking around.
Because you can't even get near her. The minute she sees you, she'll
Yeah.
just hit you with her brain.
If five people attacked her at once, I think we could get her.
I think Dakota Fanning is like a brilliant actress.
I love Dakota
because
Fanning.
I think
I
like
love her.
her just looking at people was like striking and like
Yeah.
I can't tell you how hard it is to do something like that.
Yeah.
Silent acting on screen. If you've ever taken an acting class,
no.
it's not easy to show and do those things where they look really easy. I took acting classes and like it was part of my degree. And like we'd all trade off like acting in scenes and stuff. And you think it's so easy to just like make these like movements that like actors do, these subtle movements that really like bring emotion and like character portrayal. And it's really, really hard to get that across on screen.
Yeah.
It
Agreed.
really is. And like to me, her acting and not just like, obviously this movie is terrible, but like her acting to me stood out because of how, like those little subtle things.
Yeah,
Yep.
I agree. I just thought it was so funny.
And even Edward in some cases had some really subtle like things that he did that I was like,
He felt
I
more,
knew-
he felt like a little bit more characterized in the movies towards the end. Like he had more, I don't know.
but I think
Spunk.
Robert Pattinson is a fantastic actor in general.
Same.
After seeing him in Batman, yeah, I believe it.
Oh, he's fantastic. But I just was so funny. Then we would cut back to that big bad for Volturi. What's that guy's name? He's got
Arrow.
who had the weirdest laugh in the world.
The laugh. I was gonna ask you how you felt about the laugh.
Oh my god! I was like, you're trying too
I keep
hard.
thinking about it. I was
Stop.
like, young Bella.
Oh, and there's a Voldemort. There's a Voldemort in here. The guy literally. So I was filming at the exact moment the guy started talking, and at the same exact time, Mike and I go, Voldemort. It literally sounded just like him. I'll have to show it to you.
Is it the
after.
guy that was like when they were coming out? He goes, "Finally."
Yes.
And then dies.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
I liked him.
So
Harry Potter.
yeah.
Come
to die. The boy who lives. Okay, so the ending after like the fake battle, they talk, they agree, although it feels like it's not over because they're never gonna stop.
Yeah, they'll come back.
Yeah, so I'm sure maybe they'll in the future
Yeah.
be something.
Yeah.
But the end is a 5-minute just montage of their relationship with that song from what song is that?
1,000 Years
1,000
by
Years.
someone.
It's been played at every single wedding I've ever gone to.
Yes.
And I've gone to like 30 or 40 weddings.
So-
every night.
It is a nice song.
No, it is.
It's sweet when it's not
lovely.
ruined.
Yeah.
It got ruined.
That montage killed
I
me.
would die
Every day
waiting for you.
Darling, don't
Be afraid. I adore you.
for 1,000 years.
I love you for 1,000 more.
You're welcome. Here's my biggest question. Were the books better than the movies?
No. Well,
No way.
sorry. I thought you were talking about the Breaking Dawn.
The whole series.
The whole series?
Books or movies, Erica and Maria?
Now that I've read them all, movies.
Really?
Yeah.
Were the books boring?
No, not when I was first reading them.
Okay, you first reading them,
Books.
books or movies?
Books.
Books. That's fair.
I don't think the movies are as bad as people think they are in terms of
You just
like,
shit on all the
no,
movies.
no, but I'm saying like they're it's like action movies. Like they're bad. They're bad.
They're bad.
Right? Like you're not saying that this is like
Cinematic.
like you're not saying this is
masterpiece.
like Inglourious Basterds, a Wes Anderson film. Like you're not
Nobody's
putting
saying
them
that.
take away good or bad and put in enjoyable.
Yeah. It's
Were
different.
these movies enjoyable
No.
consumption?
I don't think they were.
For you.
For you.
Personally, yeah.
For you.
Yeah.
I don't think these movies are as bad as people think they or say they
So
are.
not
as
not
enjoyable.
enjoyable
Yes.
as what the, yeah.
So you enjoyed all of the movies.
I enjoyed them for what they were in the way that they were meant to be,
yeah.
which is not cinematic masterpieces.
That's not how I was coming in watching these. There was no point in time when I started watching these thinking this is going to blow me away and be a cinema. I knew I was literally looking at it on the level of, okay, this is Twilight. It's meant to be entertainment.
Which
This
is what she's saying.
That's exactly how I was looking at it.
But if
I
you
did
don't
not
like that
enjoy
type
it.
of entertainment, then you wouldn't like them.
Then we should just scrap good and bad altogether.
No, because there are fundamentally good things and fundamentally bad things.
I think art is just subjective.
There is fundamental ways
100%.
in which you tell a story.
For me, back to the
To
main
you?
question. Back to the
No.
main question.
Yeah.
To critics.
Back to the main question. How do they compare for me from books to movies?
Yeah.
Growing up, 8th grade me, books all the way.
Yeah.
Adult me, who does not want to read those books ever again, movies.
Yeah.
Because movies, it's an hour and a half of my time.
I mean, it's easy. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Whereas these books were long and Bella's inner monologue is fucking atrocious.
So did you enjoy those? Like, you guys didn't like the pomegranate one, did you?
No.
It was bad.
Yes.
Wasn't she supposed to be writing another thing and she said never
Yeah.
mind? Is it another?
Jacob's book with Renesmee.
Oh.
I just like to.
That wouldn't be horrible.
I don't want to.
No.
I didn't want it.
No.
So Midnight Sun was supposed to come to us 10 years ago.
Oh.
And somebody did
She
the
had
same
started
thing.
it
That's right, they
couple,
leaked.
10 years ago,
Yeah.
and then it got leaked.
Yeah.
And
It happened
she
again?
stopped. I
don't
think
know
it got,
why,
I
like-
don't know. I think something got leaked again.
Okay. One more question. Renesmee. She's growing really fast.
Yeah.
When do they cap out as far as
18?
age goes?
I think the guy who came in from the
I remember
Amazon
that,
said
yeah.
21 for him.
He was 21.
Or when he became a adult.
It was
So I'm
like 9
thinking,
years.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
I wonder what
I'm
causes
thinking
it
19.
to like stop growing. Yeah. No, I'm not saying it's
no,
fucking
but
stupid. I was just saying.
I think
like,
no. I think that's a
it's
very
interesting.
valid point. I'm just like,
Yeah.
why magically when she's legal of age?
You know what I think? Yeah, I
does
was
it
gonna say.
stop?
I was gonna say. You know what it is? It's got to be justifiable for Jacob to
yeah.
date her.
It's icky.
So but normal vampires are the age they are when they become vampires,
Yes.
right? Okay.
So
that
Bella
makes
will
sense.
forever be 19.
Oh, that's
Or 18,
So
sorry, 18.
interesting.
Which, like, okay.
But Jacob's gonna age.
But as a wolf, he ages slower.
Okay, but
So
he'll
when he's
still-
no longer a wolf, once like if the vampires were to go away,
yeah.
he no longer has to be a wolf to protect the tribe. So then he goes back to age normally.
But
so
he
in
would
theory,
be,
he's gonna be around the whole time because he's always gonna be around the Cullens.
Oh, but if he could still age though, like eventually if he turns 90, Renesmee's still gonna be 21. That's the part that always fucks me up with like, and there are movies and books that address it where they're like, I have to watch all my friends
Die.
become old and like die. Like that's so sad. Like Immortal.
That's when they
Would
have.
be a
That's why
curse.
they
Storyline-
move. That's why I have a great storyline for those vampires who
it's
don't want to
sad.
exist anymore.
Yeah,
They just like either go to sleep for a long time, like Lestat in King of the Damned,
yeah.
or they go try to kill themselves.
I
they're
mean,
done.
it is sad to like, yeah, you can keep moving, but
or
you're moving,
they turn
you're
those they
still-
love most.
Yeah, you're building relationships with people that you can't continue forever.
Mm-hmm.
It's sad.
Yeah.
But Renesmee is just going to be
It's a very common trope in terms of
very common.
like the fantasy vampire realm,
Yeah, very.
where like
Or any immortal.
human immortal creature,
Yeah,
and then they have to figure out how to make them immortal.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very common.
It's a very common trope, but it is icky that like it's like we had to wait till high school.
Yeah.
True. But although it's only a couple years, it's not the way the whole 16 years.
So this book's definitely not happening with Jacob.
I don't know. She might come back
Who
to it in
knows,
10 years.
10 years, she might. Honestly, to me, it kind of just like sounds like a brat being like, somebody found my shit, and now I'm not gonna write it anymore.
I don't know. I kind of get that. Imagine like being like writing your fucking heart out and like being really excited to like share something with like that's your job, and then somebody takes it.
I think it
feels
made sense
yucky.
for Midnight Sun back when she first started it.
Yeah,
'Cause that
I
was
would
when
be
she
bitter.
was a new writer back then.
Yeah,
Now you're so far in.
yeah. It feels like a consent thing though. Like it feels yucky.
I think, and I think this has also been happening with publishing in
just
general.
change
It's
it.
just change it,
Yeah.
or just have a stricter. If this happened to you once before,
Yeah, I mean,
How
you
did
should
this
be able to
happen
fucking
again?
don't send anything to.
That's
Don't
what
send
I wanna
anything to anybody that hasn't signed a full disclosure, like an NDA
Yeah.
thing, so you can sue
I'm
them.
bringing the
I don't-
motherfuckers to jail.
I don't think the first one, her like putting that away to bed was like bratty.
Yeah.
I think
No,
the second,
100%.
I think
Yeah.
it's the second one to me where it's like, all right, you clear like fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, like I
Yeah.
fucking did something wrong here.
Yeah.
And then like do what the Kardashians do, where they like when Kim had one of her kids, she sent a different picture of babies out to every single person
and saw who.
which one
That's
leaked
so smart. Did somebody
That's
leak
what
it?
I would do.
Kris
I
Jenner,
would.
man. Kris Jenner's a genius.
Wow, that's
I mean, they
smart.
didn't dox the person that did, but
Yeah.
they
But they had
figured
a
out.
conversation. Like, listen,
But
Wow.
they figured out who sold the baby picture to the tabloid
Wait,
because
that's
they
so
gave.
smart. That's so smart. Give a different story to every. Oh, I
So
love that.
no, but not even just a different story, but give like maybe change like
Information.
3 lines or something in
Yeah.
each version.
That's genius. That's fucking
Do
genius.
something fucking intelligent. Like, come on.
Maybe she just didn't want to write it anymore.
But like
I
this
don't
is.
know. I just think
I don't blame her.
I wouldn't touch Jacob and Renesmee.
I wouldn't either.
I wouldn't
That's
Especially
do it.
now.
that's a separate.
wouldn't
That's a
do it.
separate
That's what I
conversation,
think.
though.
That's what I
Maybe
think
that's another.
happened.
Maybe it's a reason she sees the
That's
backlash of it.
What I think happened.
Being like, it was bad then.
Yep.
It's bad now.
Yep.
Don't give him a book
Yep.
where he's imprinted on a child. Watch the child grow up and groom her.
That freaked me out when he was like sitting in the window and like watching her play with the iPad. I'm like, ew, he's gonna like be with this girl. It's weird.
It takes away her free choice.
Yeah. Yes, that's another huge.
Yeah, because what is
thing.
she gonna do? Date?
Like she has to be with him now.
Yeah.
She will never be able to meet somebody new
Fuck that.
and say, sorry, Jacob, I kind of don't want to be with you. I don't care if you imprinted on me.
So okay, I read a shifter book that was similar to this situation where like you imprint on or you mate with somebody like your true mate or whatever, and basically what happened is this guy was like 22, I want to say, and the girl was like 12, and he ran into her at like a restaurant, and they were from different packs or whatever. They recognized each other as mates, and then like the story went on, and it was basically like he was like, I'm not going to be like a huge part of your life, but I'm going to stand on the side in case you need me. So like he'd send her a birthday gift or like, and he'd be there if she like needed it.
It's like
but
a
like
Godfather.
she let him or he let her like have
Have a life.
crushes and like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like kiss boys and do whatever like she wanted to do. But he just like kind of was like on the outskirts, but like still there. And he would like come once a month to like
It's still so
hang out
weird.
with her or whatever.
No, I would have preferred if.
But I think that was done as tastefully as you possibly could do
Yeah,
it.
in that
the best way
situation,
to
for
me,
sure.
the best way I would have done it, or I would prefer it, is if you see it, you're like, child, I'm gone.
Yeah. Agreed.
Leave.
Agreed.
Leave for years.
Yeah.
Don't look at her. Don't smell her. Don't know her life. Don't look into her at all.
Yeah.
And then, if you feel like you need it, come back and see what she does.
'Cause he
see how
said-
she reacts to you.
He said he
Yeah.
didn't have a choice. He was like, I don't have a choice.
He didn't try hard enough.
Yeah, I didn't understand
I do think
that.
I don't think it was, and it could have been.
Why did it need to be in there? Why did that need to exist?
I don't think any Twilight
they
Twilight fan
wrote that without
agrees
that.
with what was done.
Yeah, I stand by this. I rather he have imprinted with Leah. I would have preferred that storyline to happen. It would have been a great ending for Jacob. He could have had a nice time with someone who he like always has a battle and a fight with.
Nobody was happy about it.
Yeah.
Nobody was like, oh, that's a good plot twist.
That's so weird. Yeah, I don't understand.
It's also just like, imagine Bella too. Like, you've already leeched on me since New Moon, right? And
she got over it real quick.
I've told you, yes, I've told you I don't want to be with you like that. You're my friend. Please just be my friend.
And now you fucking
and then you're like,
my child.
great, I married my dude. I'm gonna have my life with my guy, and then this kid's still there.
Yeah,
Jacob and Mike in these movies and books or whatever are the epitome of like what boys in high school should not be.
Agreed.
At all.
Big time agree.
Like in any capacity.
Big time.
Edward, strangely enough, is like more on the right side of things because at least he like was somewhat like. I mean, he stalked her, but like,
yeah, I don't know. I think
if we're rating the men on this fucking,
I think they all suck. Charlie's the best.
Emmett
Charlie is who everyone should be like.
That.
Charlie is who you should emulate as a man.
Emmett is the best.
Emmett's fun. Okay,
He's
fine, but
fine.
we don't like have enough time with Emmett.
Yeah, he's there.
In the Midnight Sun, you like got a little bit more with him.
Yeah, he got fun, but Midnight Sun at what cost?
Guys, we're done with Twilight.
How do you feel?
Happy.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, no more movies. Thank God.
So the last one we
it wasn't
posted,
that bad.
we were
I'm being
like,
dramatic for the podcast. It really wasn't that fucking bad.
It was.
It's like good bad. A lot of people we talked about were like, Kristin said that people still read Twilight, and we said
no,
people don't, and we were wrong because I guess people still do.
New people, which is
I
honestly,
guess new teens are reading it.
Teenagers are still reading it.
I'm as shocked as you because if you saw my reaction when you guys were like, "No," I was like, "Really? You don't think?" Because like, and then I started being like, "Yeah, you're right. Obviously, no one does."
It doesn't make sense to me to like dive into it, but I guess like
I mean, hey, you can start.
It is. There's a reason why it's had this like chokehold on people.
Yeah.
So we shouldn't be surprised that it would still have
14-year-olds have different minds than what we have right now, and I can see.
Yeah, I thought 14-year-olds
easily.
now are just more in tune with like
true, and they're probably learning it as they go. The way I see it is like Twilight was such a phenomenon at that time because nothing else was like it in that moment.
I was going to talk about time and how it changes things because if you look at one of my favorite examples is Hocus Pocus. Mm-hmm. By Rotten Tomato standards, it's a shitty movie.
Yeah,
but yet I have an annual Hollywood party watching
Hocus
it.
Pocus to me is like a cult classic.
That's what I'm saying.
So
like,
there's a difference.
But it took time to get to that point.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is there are those that are in the moment phenomenons that just grab attention and they have that
Once
hook.
something becomes a phenomenon though, it's
forever.
It's forever.
So just like
Star
that Hocus
Star
Pocus
Wars,
to me.
Yeah.
Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings.
The only exception is Game of Thrones. They managed to take something that was a phenomenon and ruin it in one season. You're not going to go back and rewatch Game of Thrones.
I will rewatch it eventually.
You're one of the few, but we don't talk about Game of Thrones every day like we would something like
there are people online that still are obsessed with it.
I feel that, but it's not the same.
It's not the same. You're right.
It's
but there
one
are
of
still
the
people obsessed.
In my
with
opinion, it's one of the only phenomenons that ruined itself.
That's so sad.
Yeah.
I think it's more on the like Dungeons and Dragons type
maybe
situation.
Maybe the book can save it.
Where it's like people low key do it. Mm-hmm. Like people are low key still fans of Game of Thrones. They're not high key fans of Game of Thrones anymore.
It's not like what it is with Harry Potter. And
I still
Twilight.
love that opening theme.
Me too.
It's perfection.
I played Game of Thrones Monopoly the other day. And it's the best thing in the world.
Game of Thrones breaks my heart because there is never going to be a show that is so well done.
Yeah,
I know.
There's never going to be a show.
I think about this often how
it captivated people the way that he did.
The way Game of Thrones just took over the world.
I know.
I don't know when the next time we're going to have a
Hopefully
show
House
or a
of
movie
Dragons.
like that.
No, I it's not that I don't have faith in House of Dragons. Like obviously HBO like pumps out great stuff, but it's like I just don't know where, like, I don't know how I feel about it.
Again, a timing thing. I don't know. It all plays
It's all
out perfectly.
like I'm not confident in J.R.R. Martin's ability to like hold this storyline and make it interesting again.
I wonder how he's gonna finish the Game of
too.
Thrones series.
Me too. We'll
I
find
don't think
out.
he is. I think he's gonna die and he's gonna say fuck
I mean, we've
everyone.
been saying it.
Finishing series.
Or who's gonna ghostwrite it?
We're finally finished. What's going to be our next thing that we dive into then?
I think people
Not
wanted us to
Twilight.
go into the Divergent series.
Oh, I would do that.
Yeah.
Except Eric already ruined the whole fucking ending for us.
What was
Yeah,
the
I
ending?
forgot.
What
When
do
you
mean?
looked on Wikipedia. Don't say it.
Don't say it
'cause
again.
She forgot, but I remember.
I mean, I know what she said. I
Yeah.
know what she said.
Let's do
But
Divergent.
that doesn't stop me from wanting to like get into it.
Does anybody want us to? I'll watch Divergent.
Yes, I'm saying that's our next movie series.
Done.
There's only 2 of them.
Done. Okay, well, we're
Okay.
going to watch Divergent next week.
Next we could also, I'm thinking about it, or we've been talking about it a lot. We want to do the City of Bones series.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure there's a movie and a show out of
The
it, like
show's
Shadow
really,
Hunters.
They're both bad.
I hear that. I
Yeah.
hear that they're both terrible.
I don't know. I didn't know there was a movie. I just know the show
Yeah,
is
Mortal
horrible.
Instruments came out, and I think it was also terrible.
Really?
Yes.
I
Excuse
didn't
me.
know that.
Another one that people want us, I think some people have mentioned it, and I'm down for it, is the Vampire Academy series.
So I watched the first movie.
Of Vampire Academy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard it's trash, but
I don't think it was that bad.
I mean, in comparison to other things, people were just not liking how it was compared to the book.
I was really surprised that it didn't get picked up for a second movie.
It's gonna be made into a show now.
No, I know, but I'm saying like
By,
the movie got dropped.
By the executive producer of Vampire Diaries, Julie Plec.
Oh, cool.
She's doing Vampire Academy,
Nice.
which is kind of why I want to start it.
I don't know anything about Vampire Academy, but
I have the first book. It's quick about it. A girl who's human has to protect a vampire queen or vampire princess, and I think there's a big bad in there, and there's obviously a morally gray guy that she's into, and it's just sort of like a vampire romance thing. But
okay.
I would love to try it out,
Yeah, I'm down. Let's do Divergent.
especially if the show's coming soon. But Divergent next.
Yeah, let's do that.
Divergent, Shadow Hunter series.
Done. I read
With
those.
City of Bones.
Shadow Hunters?
The
Yeah,
City of
that's a
Bones.
show on Hulu.
Cassandra Clare. I listened to those books and I loved them. I remember loving them, but I feel like it's gonna be something that I listen back to and be like, why did I like this?
I listened
like
to
a time
it.
thing.
I read the book when it first came out, the first
Yeah.
City of Bones book years ago.
I mean, yeah, it's been years. It's
And
been 6
then-
years since I've read it.
When I was commuting into the city for work, way back before the pandemic, I was listening to books, and so I picked it up again. I was like, oh, I remember I loved this series, and then I was listening to it. I was like, oh no, I don't like it. I don't know why.
I'm afraid that's what's gonna happen to me. All right. Thank you all so much for joining us. We'll see what we end up
Oh
coming
god,
with.
this is an hour episode.
Oh, I'm cutting the shit out of it.
Okay.
Next week we're doing Creature Cafe number 4, Little Shock of Love.
Hate.
Little Shock of Hate. Make sure you read that. It's a quick read. And we'll see you then. Make
I mean,
sure
at
to,
your own risk.
For real. We'll
Like we talk about Creature Cafe like it's a good thing to jump into. Honestly,
Creature Cafe
please
has
please check the trigger warnings. They're not for everyone.
this one especially.
check the warnings on the label.
Go follow us on Instagram. That's books_and_Betches, BETCHES. Watch us on YouTube. Subscribe.
Patreon.
Like, all those things. We have a Patreon. Go do that. Do all the things.
She just yells things.
Erica will let you know all about them.
Instagram, Patreon, TikTok.
No. Yeah.
We're almost at 10,000 on TikTok.
Actually, yeah. Go follow us on TikTok. That would be awesome. Cool.
Go follow Eric on TikTok.
Thanks, everyone.
It's her there.
We'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.